Yo, what is up guys? How you guys doing today? Welcome back to the channel. I know I haven't posted a lot of videos on Duel Links, but this box that just came out actually reinvigorated some spark in me in playing Duel Links, and I actually spent some money, so I'm not really technically free to play anymore. They have heroes in this game, mask heroes, which is really nice. That's archetype heroes that I've been playing when I was playing TCG a long time ago. Really glad to have them in the game, so I actually spent money on getting the hero stuff. And recently the new box Battlegrounds or Crusader Battlegrounds actually brought out 6 Samurai support. I think this is something on the good way, or in the right way, for them to get a little better. And I just gotta say, I've seen a lot of people on YouTube pretty much not buying a box. They're waiting to see how the meta defines itself. It's understandable, and they keep telling other people, don't buy it yet, just wait. Now it's understandable to listen to them, especially if you follow them. But if it's something that you actually truly enjoy, especially an archetype, if you played it a long time ago, like for instance 6 Samurais, a lot of people play this deck a long time ago, and it's still okay from my understanding of the TCG. I don't play it anymore, but it's just an archetype that's really good. Now if you enjoy them, don't try to figure out, oh, you know, should I really invest in these cards? Do so if you like the archetype. Do it because you want to, because you want to have fun. Don't do it because you're looking just for the best top deck that is out there. That's what I feel like we get all, I can't even think of the word I'm looking for, but we're just so focused on getting the best decks or the top decks that we forget to have fun. And that's very important, especially in a game like this. You want to have fun. Now, me, in my personal opinion, if you like 6 Samurais, or if you like any of the cards or the archetype that's in this box set, you're going to want to get it, because you're going to have fun if you like these specific archetypes. I will say some other cards that can be really good in here is DDR. This is going to be a really good card, especially with possibly the DD Tower that's coming, the Dark Dimension. A lot of the dark monsters usually have a lot of things that is being removed from play, so this is a really great card for that scenario. There's other cards in here that can see more play, but again, if you like the 6 Samurai archetype or any of these archetypes, get it because you want to get it, because you want to have fun, not because it's a top tier deck. Yes, I understand if you're free to play, you're trying to really focus all your gems if you really want to, but if you're bored and you're trying to figure out what the next deck you want to get, and another box is not going to come out for another month, maybe you can farm some more gems that way. But again, if you really do like specific archetypes, go for it because you want to have fun, not because it's the top tier deck. Understandable, especially if you're first starting off, you have all these gems, you're trying to figure out what you want. Understandable. For 6 Samurais, you do have to go into a couple box sets to get most of the stuff you need, so in that case I understand. But if you're free to play, if you're just starting off, there's other decks out there that you can get a specific box set and everything's inside the box set that you need to play. Now, I was playing 6 Samurais in a couple different characters and skills, such as obviously Joey, using the field card, the field spell card he has. I'm not sure if I still have the deck out, so let's see. This is just pretty much a no-brainer when it first came out. Let's just give my monster 200 attack extra. This was the deck that I was playing around with 2 Grandmasters, 3 Kizaru's hand. I was even running this card because you can special summon a 6 Samurai 3 or lower, so that will allow you to get into Yachi. It allows you to get into hand if you need to go into hand, maybe even Spirit next turn if you want to make your monster stronger. You can go into Hatsune. I also was running Shien's Dojo. This card is kind of tough. Sometimes it can be good, sometimes it's not. But pretty much every time you summon a 6 Samurai monster, you put a Bushido counter on this card, and then you send that card to the graveyard to then special summon a 6 Samurai with the same level as counters you have on here. So it could be cool, it can be alright. Just wasn't a huge fan. I was running Halogenia just to have a card that can activate when my opponent tries to destroy this card. So there's a few things as you see. This actually ended up switching out. Instead of Fields of the Warriors relying on the field spell card to make my monster stronger, I decided to try Ties of the Bind. You can make your monsters 200 attack easily, even sometimes 300 attack, and that could be a little better than the field spell card. But we're relying on that. I noticed that a lot of people will get rid of it, and it's just I'm stuck with a low attack monster. Now, the set that I actually like, the skill set I actually like, is actually Restart, and this is the deck that I went from I think gold all the way up to platinum. Let me show you that. That is here, I believe. Nope, not in this one. It must be the first one. And there's so much in decks that have Restart that I play. I use Restart in a lot of my decks just to get a refresher. But this is the deck that I'm actually using right now. And let me explain really quick why I do certain things and talk about why I have certain cards. And then I'm going to show you guys the 5 videos as soon as I can. Running triple Grandmasters is not necessary, I think, to run 3, but to me, I wanted it to run 3 because most of my other 6 Samurais, the older 6 Samurais and other box sets, you normally need another 6 Samurai out on the field to activate their effect. Also, by having more Samurais out on the field as quick as possible, that they do go into the graveyard, you can use Hatsume effect. So running triple Grandmasters, you can again normal summon hand, special summon Grandmaster, tribute hand to pop your opponent's monster, and then attack for 21. So that also works for Yachi, summon Yachi, attack, boom, and come on, destroy a face-up card. And then I'm running Spirit of the Six Samurai as well, and I'll explain the reason for that in a little bit. I'm running 2 Kuzarus. The way I run this deck is I actually use Doji to actually send Kuzaru to the graveyard, so you can use the Return of the Six Samurai to actually use his effect when he's special summoned. You're able to actually search your deck for a Six Samurai besides the attributes that you already have out on the field, which can set you up for your next turn or that turn. Also, all the new 6 Samurais are called Secret 6 Samurais, and whenever they're in the graveyard, if one 6 Samurai monster you control is to be destroyed by card effect, you can banish them from the graveyard to protect that monster. So I'm running triple hand of the 6 Samurais just to get rid of your opponent's monster. Again, ideal hand is to get a hand. Ideal hand is to actually have hand and Grandmaster to do the attack to destroy your opponent's monster and then attack for 21. One Yachi to get rid of your opponent's face downs, or at least force them to get rid of their face down, or at least reveal it. It's really great to force your opponent, because then you can decide what you want to do with that. So I really do enjoy that, especially when you have Yachi and hand out on the field. You get to really go in. You can force your opponent to activate the bad card and then tribute Yachi for hand's effect to then pop a monster, so it can be really great. Running 2 Dojis. Whenever he's out face on the field, whenever you are to normal summon or special summoned, you can actually send a 6 Samurai from your deck to the graveyard, and it's not a once per turn effect, so you can normal summon and then special summon Grandmaster and then get his effect twice if you so want to. Again, I normally try to get Kuzaru to the graveyard. Even though he is 1900, I try to get him to the graveyard because you want to special summon Kuzaru so you can search your deck and just thin it out a little bit. He's also a dark, so if you want to go into your fusion, I am running the fusion. I rarely use it, but you can, and it's good to have a dark just to be separate, because most of them are going to be earth, fire, and water that you're normally going to use. So just change it up a little bit. One Hatsume. Reason I'm only running 1. I might try to run 2, but it's kind of hard to find out what card I want to cut out. But Hatsume is normally better at mid to late game. Her effect while she's on the field is you can banish 2 6 Samurais either face up on the field or in the graveyard, So what's really good about her effect is she can actually banish herself and another 6 samurai to special summon any 6 samurai from the graveyard. So you can do some plays, which is really nice if you need to. So mid to late game, she's a little better. I'm running 2 Spirit of the 6 Samurais. The reason I'm running Spirit is because my monsters and most of the 6 Samurai monsters, they are very low in attack. The highest attack monster I have is Grandmaster at 2100 attack. So by having Spirit of the 6 Samurai, you can normal summon Spirit, special summon Grandmaster, and then activate Spirit's effect to equip it to Grandmaster, making Grandmaster 2600 attack. And also, if it was to be destroyed by any reason, by battle or by card effect, Spirit will go to the graveyard, not Grandmaster, which is really nice. Also, it has an effect that whenever Grandmaster destroys a monster by battle, it doesn't matter if it needs to be banished or in the graveyard, as long as it gets destroyed, it actually draws a card from your deck. Which is really nice, so that it can replenish your resources in your hands, which is, again, really nice. I'm running Command to get rid of a lot of face-up spells and traps. One of the most decks that you see is Amazon, and as I move up the Platinum ladder, I see that a little more often. And running against Onslaught is annoying, so being able to get rid of Onslaught is very key, and that's why I'm running Come On. Again, you can normal summon him and then Grandmaster and then get his effect automatically quickly to get rid of their Onslaught. So that is that. I'm running 2 Walls of Disruption. I was running Halgenia. The reason, again, if your opponent decides to try to get rid of your back row, Halgenia, that Paleozoic card was activatable, and it also has your opponent's defense too, and it also helped when it was in the graveyard if you activate another trap. But I decided to cut that out because there's a lot of times where I need more than one monster to be lowered, and that's why Wall D is pretty important in this deck. Running 2 is good. I don't think you need to run 3, but 2 is pretty good. I've seen other people take this out and put Super Rush. It is totally up to you. I just happen to right now like Wall of Disruption. I'm running triple Return of the 6 Samurais. You can use Powerful Rebirth. I currently only have 1, but what's good about having Return of the 6 Samurais is actually you can actually toss it for the fusion, which I have here. I have triple of the fusion. Again, I know you guys like, dang, this guy really went in on this box and got all the cards. Yes, but I was also very fortunate. I didn't have to spend too much, which was really nice. Couple of the URs that you got, the cells, I ended up pulling some of the good cards I actually needed. It's just the pulls I actually got for this were really nice, and it was really in my favor. I think within the first 10 packs I got a Grandmaster, so I ended up resetting it, and then ended up going really far into the box, ended up pulling another one and resetting it, and then ended up just using gems like crazy and getting the rest of the cards I needed. But I'm running triple of this. You honestly just really need 1 or 2 of these if you are to focus on this guy. He is not the best, but he does have a good situational time that you can actually really need to use him. You have to be really careful when using this card, because you can still activate his effect if he's the only 6 samurai on the field, and you have to banish him. So keep that in mind. If you don't know what this one does, you need 3 6 samurais with different attributes. So keep that in mind. That's why I'm running Earth, Dark, Fire, and Water. You have multiple attributes to get him out if you need it. He needs to be contact fused, so don't worry about using poly. And then once per turn, you can banish 1 6 samurai card from your hand or face up on the field. Target 1 card on the field and banish it. So keep that in mind. You can toss the Return of 6 Samurai trap if you need to, if you have in your hand to get rid of something out on the field. And what's really great is that it banishes it, which is really amazing. Getting rid of your opponent's Curd Mushroom by banishing it is really crucial, because they need that top 5 cards to drop off. It's just really crucial in that way. it just helps out situationally. You need to have resources though. That's why it's important to maybe before you actually go crazy bringing him out, that you probably special summon either Kuzaru or Yatsume to get more monsters out on the field as soon as you can, because you're going to need it, because he requires a lot of resources, and again that's why he's not the best. He is 2400 attack, which is kind of weird. I haven't been in the TCG. I didn't know they even have a fusion for 6 samurais, but normal, like the Synchro, Shien, and the other Shien, the XCs were 2500. This is 2400, which is a little weird, but he is your strongest. But again, Grandmaster with Spirit actually makes Grandmaster the stronger, but there's very few times situationally that you need to actually bring him out, and you can. So that is that. He also has the same effect in the graveyard as the other Secret 6 Samurais, where if one 6 Samurai was to be destroyed, you can banish this card. There is a lot of other support for 6 Samurais that you can actually make a whole deck around it. I've seen a few videos using cutting of the 6 Samurais and enemy controllers, and just special summoning after special summoning after special summoning the same monster over and over to really go in for game. There's other cards that I've seen people try to do a 30 card 6 Samurais and just mill it, doing like a warrior kind of deck with light swarms. It's crazy. I've seen a lot of different decks, but I feel like somewhat of a control deck is pretty important. Again, Grandmaster is super crucial in this deck. 2 I think is best. 3 is even better depending on your situation. Again, my hands can really suck if I draw multiple Grandmasters with no way to summon it. So just keep that in mind. That's why I'm running Restart, just to replenish my hand for possibly a better set of cards opening hand. So I know that was a long explanation, and I do apologize for that, but there was so much to cover in here. So let's go on. I am Plat 3. I actually just ranked down because I was trying to play another deck. So let's go ahead and show you some of these replays. I would try to commentate, but I don't want to take too much. You guys can actually see what's going on. I actually don't remember some of these. I know I dealt with a lot of different decks. Sylvans, I dealt with a couple Sylvans actually. I dealt with a couple weird decks as well. Let's see if you get to see some of those decks. I don't remember. I just kept saving over and over. Again, as you see this hand, you can do quite a bit, but since I'm going first, I'm gonna most likely summon Doji, yep, and then use Grandmaster, then send Kuzaru to the graveyard, because I have double return to special summon Kuzaru if I need to. As I noticed, he took it off to get Destiny Draw, and oh, okay, I know what this one was. This one was kind of tough. I do remember this. He decided to destroy all my set cards with that monster, so I decided to bring Kuzaru out. By doing Kuzaru, I get to add a card to my hand, which most likely I brought. Oh, for some reason it didn't allow me to. Oh, I don't remember why I couldn't. Maybe I accidentally hit no? I don't know. It's weird. So I decided to destroy Doji instead because I want to get rid of my opponent's set card. And you gotta be careful here. What you guys just noticed is I used Yachi's effect to destroy Doji, and then use Kuzaru effect to save myself from destroying Dojis with Yachi's effect, and then it quickly activated another one, which was Doji, another Doji in the graveyard. So you have to be really careful on how many times you activate that. You might not be able to save it, but just keep that in mind. Just be careful. He decides to floodgate. I can't do what I wanted to do. He knows he has to get rid of hand because I will just destroy him. So I have Yachi on the field. I decided to summon Spirit. pop my opponent's back card, which is the only one, which is enemy controller. And I decided to use it on Yachi. Again, with having spirit on the field, it actually keeps my monster from being destroyed at least once. If I survive one attack or one destruction, I'm able to then use Return of the Sixth Samurai and get a monster I need, which is a hand, which is exactly what I do. I'll bring out hand, use hand's effect to get rid of that, special summon Grandmaster, and just finish him off. So that's pretty much how that one went. That actually was tough because I had to try to figure out what I was going to do. I misplaced somehow again with not getting Kuzaru and also Doji and Kuzaru's effect in the graveyard. So it was a little tough trying to get those effects going off. I don't know why it popped off like that, but it's very confusing on how to save your monster. I'm not sure if you can save it, but it's just a little weird. You should be able to save it, but you have to be careful how many times you activate it, I guess. Oh, this was a Jurassic deck. I remember this deck. So I want to get rid of his face up card. Keep hand in my hand. Keep hand in my hand so I can destroy the opponent's monster depending on what he's playing. So I noticed that. So I let him destroy. Now the reason I did that, instead of leaving Grandmaster on the field, a lot of you guys might say, looking at this, like, why didn't you just let him die and keep the Grandmaster? Because you could keep a 2100 monster instead of 15. Reason is why is I read this guy's card effect. If this card destroys your opponent monster in my battle, and so you can select one set card your opponent controls and return it to the hand, which is Return of the Sixth Samurai, which I kind of wanted to have. A tribute pop, and then bring Grandmaster back out to then tribute pop. Now tribute obviously Grandmaster because Grandmaster will die at the end. Very important if you have Doji or any of the new Secret Six Samurais. At the end phase, if your Sixth Samurai is going to be destroyed by the trap card, Return of the Six, you can use the Secret of the Six Samurai's effect to actually protect that Six Samurai from being destroyed. So that has some beneficial effect as well.
It's my turn. Here I go.
Yes, he does get over. I do have another return.
Here I go.
We're gonna use Hatsume. No? Oh yes. I wanted to send more to the graveyard for Hatsume's effect. And use tribute. I tribute pop him. I was trying to figure out what that card was last turn, but now I know he got rid of that. So I use Hatsume's effect. Get hand on the hand out. Destroy his monster. Destroy that. That actually went back to my hand, which is not bad, because then I can special summon another monster if I need to. If he gets rid of one of my monsters, which he does, obviously. So I draw Spirit. I summon Spirit because I want to get resources to my hand. So I'm going to just, since I could destroy his monster without worrying about anything, I'm going to do that so I can draw a card. And I don't want to attack this guy, Petra, because it will bounce my monster back onto the field. So I need to get rid of it. So I summon Hatsume so I can actually get hand out on the field. I use hands. You guys see that? I just bring out the fusion. I then use fusion's effect to get rid of hand from my hand to banish his Petra and go for game. Now, did I really need to do that? No, I could have just used hand to pop his monster and win for game, but I had the opportunity to bring out the fusion, and that's exactly what I did. I don't really, again, bring out the fusions, but this time I said, you know what, I haven't brought them out in a long time, so let's bring them out for the giggles. Alright, my Valentine. I believe the next two decks might be Sylvans, because I remember playing some Sylvans recently. So let's see. Now this is a pretty bad hand. I need to get a monster, which most of my decks are monsters, which again, I love this combo. Hands, Grandmaster, set everything. Tribute hand to pop and then attack. Now I notice this is an armor phage. So this is not Sylvan's. The next one is Sylvan's. This deck was annoying to go against. Now he was able to destroy Rose Lover. And so he brings out the Behemoth and then makes his monster super strong. There's obviously no point to use Wall of D because Rose Lover is going to protect him. I decided to special summon to get Doji's effect to send to the graveyard, and then decided to use hand to pop. Use Grandmaster, Doji's effect then goes again. I attack, he has Wall of Disruption. I'm still gonna go attack. He brings out this guy. Now, I know a lot of people would have said, why didn't you try to double Wall of D? I didn't want to waste too much of my resources. He doesn't have another Rose Lover, and I can possibly get over 1500 pretty easily. So I summon, drop more monsters in the graveyard, decide to drop Spirit. He brings the Behemoth out. I decided to Wall of D then. And I decided to get rid of my Doji because he has very little attack. I need to draw a hand, which I surprisingly do. I needed a hand or Hatsume, and I ended up getting hand, which obviously helped me. And obviously I need something strong. And I ended up getting my Grandmaster, which again I run 3 of. So I'll use his effect to pop and finish for a game. Now there's a couple things you could have done differently. Again, you could have probably tried to double Wall of D. Yes, this right here, Pegasus, is Mind Scan Sylvans, which I have never actually seen someone play Mind Scan Sylvans. So yeah, try to say that 10 times fast. So this obviously, like I said, as you see this replays other things that I could improve on, that I could have done better. That's why I like to save my replays to see what I could have done better as I see it over again. I also wanted to explain some of my stuff. So he just drops Carrot and Wall of D, brings out Carrot. I decide to Wall of D now. The hand to protect, and surprisingly he does the Rhine Wrath. Get rid of my Doji. Attack for 500. He decides to Super Rush, which is cool because he's getting rid of so many resources. And because I have Doji in the graveyard, Doji's effect actually saved me from Super Rush, which then obviously destroys his leaf. As you can see, I just pretty much go in.